good, buddy.
Full of
All
great.
right,
Oh,
well,
there.
I'll
Oh
switch
my
it.
gosh. There we go.
Yeah. Is that better?
Yes.
Better? More
A little
familiar?
disorienting.
It was very confusing to me because before, CJ, you two were both looking out of frame.
Oh, right.
Now you're both looking kind of in towards the middle.
And that's how this whole thing works. That's better.
Exactly.
I
So now I feel like I'm able to talk to you.
I always like to get in toward the middle with CJ.
It's like the Brady Bunch. You got to look.
Exactly.
Hi, Phil.
What's up? How you doing, buddy?
Oh, I'm
Hi, Greg.
Just great.
There he is.
Backwards on you just looked at CJ on my screen.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Yeah, there.
There we go.
There.
Yeah.
There we go. Hi, Greg. Hi, CJ.
Wait a second. Hi.
We're getting used to this.
Hi.
Hi,
You guys
CJ.
should totally fist bump.
Hi, Phil.
Oh.
Sort of.
God, what happened to CJ's arm?
Oh, you
Right into
melded.
my arm.
There we go.
Jesus Christ.
It worked. We did it.
Knocking on 1,000 episodes and we're still doing this nonsense.
Well, it's very confusing because the camera reverses everything. So
It does.
Yeah.
That's a good point, Greg.
It's very. Yeah, thank
It's
you.
a really
Phil.
good point.
Thank you, Phil. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
I think for the whole episode, whenever we're talking to each other, we should be.
That's actually a really good idea.
I'm talking to you.
Oh, you were talking to Greg. I'm
I
sorry.
was. You're down here.
I know.
Yeah.
Always.
Idiots.
Okay.
You people listening to this on audio are missing a lot.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
this won't be on
Comedy-
the audio version.
What?
Comedy gold.
No, these are never. The beginning
What?
part's never on the audio version.
What?
Do you not know that?
You're robbing
Phil doesn't
people
listen to the audio version.
of so much content.
I know, Phil.
Ugh. Very disappointing.
Yeah.
Very disappointing.
Hello and welcome to episode 933 of the Player One podcast for Tuesday, October 15th, 2024. I'm your host, Chris Johnston. With me, as always, from Canada, and a big happy Thanksgiving to you, sir, Mr. Greg Seward.
Yellow.
Hello, how's it going? Are you thankful for anything, everything?
Thankful for the day off tomorrow.
Oh, how nice.
Excellent. I have the day off too.
Sure. Do you? Yeah,
I
it is
do.
a holiday. For some
Well,
people down
yeah,
there,
it's
but-
it's one of those holidays where it's up to your state or place of business whether you're off or not, right?
Right, but what
Indigenous
is-
Peoples Day.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
We had a similar. It's called a Day for Truth and Reconciliation, which was 2 weeks ago
Oh,
up here. So
Cool.
and now, yeah, we Thanksgiving, and then in a few more weeks we have Remembrance Day, which is kind of like Veterans Day, but it's
Okay.
I think it's actually the only federally mandated holiday we have.
I see.
Is Remembrance Day.
Huh. Yeah. Did you have turkey for your Thanksgiving? Or are you a ham guy?
Yeah. Oh no, God. I mean, I'll have ham, but that's not Thanksgiving dinner. We always
Okay.
have ham at Thanksgiving dinner for the pickier eaters, but no,
Wow.
turkey all the way. I went to my brother's place for
Turkey all the way.
turkey dinner last night, and then we made a turkey here that we're going to be having tomorrow at the house. My kids are at my ex-wife's parents today, so yeah, all good.
Cool. Awesome.
Did you guys have turkey
sandwiches
this weekend?
for the next week? No.
no.
Hell yeah, turkey sandwiches for the next week. A little bit of stuffing on there too, and
Yeah.
mwah.
That's what I'm saying.
No, we're not allowed to eat turkey for another few weeks.
Really?
Another month and change, yeah.
Make sure to get out and vote.
By
don't
federal
want that law.
mandate.
Yes.
You don't like that law.
Yeah.
Yeah. And joining me from the great state of Washington, Mr. Phil Theobald.
That's me.
How's it going, sir?
Oh, fine.
That's good.
Just ducky. Everything.
Just dandy.
No, turkey.
Just turkey.
Just
There you
turkey.
go.
You know,
Yeah.
here's the thing. The other day,
Hmm.
I was called a little turkey.
Aw.
Yeah, but
You beef jerky.
I'm a chicken. Got it? You beef jerky? You stepped on my line.
I did. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I know. Phil, CJ.
Not
Sorry,
only-
I had to.
Sorry.
I had
Not
to.
only did you step on my line, you stepped on an incomplete line.
Incomplete line. Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Should have at least.
I knew immediately what you were doing.
If you were going to steal the gag, steal the whole gag.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Knock, knock. I didn't say banana.
See, it still works.
No.
Wait, what?
The opposite of that.
I feel like it works.
It
This
didn't
is the
work at
point I'm
all.
trying to make, is that it does not work.
Oh, well.
Oh my goodness.
That's too bad. Too bad.
How are you, CJ?
I'm
Here's the thing.
fine.
Here's the thing.
I'm fine.
I don't actually care. Let me get my point across. My point is,
Yeah.
every week you introduce Greg, you ask him how he is, you introduce me, you ask me how I am.
Yeah.
Who's asking you how you are?
Well, that's a good question.
So now I care.
Okay.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Oh, good.
I'm fine.
Good. I'm glad to hear it.
Yes.
Good night, everyone. Thanks for joining us for our weekly check-in, our
Yeah.
wellness check.
Yeah.
We're all doing
Yeah.
good?
We're all, we're
Okay.
we're doing good. Yeah.
Okay. Blood pressure's normal. We're all...
My blood pressure's really
As far as I
good.
know.
Oh, good.
Yeah, is it really?
Yeah, I
And how's
started.
how's the CPAP going? You gotta tell us. You need an update.
It's pretty good actually. I struggled the first couple nights.
Now,
I'm
also,
still-
you have the goatee again. Now, I find if I haven't shaven for a little while, it gets
It doesn't help the seal.
doesn't help the seal, and it kind of it's irritating a little to the nostril area.
The ladies love the goatee.
Name one.
My daughters told me to grow it again.
Aw.
There you go.
So,
There you
No,
go.
no, honestly, that doesn't bother me too much. What it's for me is I sleep on my side, and
Yeah.
so the nature of like the mask is, for anyone who's not seen one of these, it's basically a halo that goes like under your nose and then up over your head, and then there's another strap that goes in the back.
That's Master Chief.
That's not what halos do. I don't know if you've seen a
I just
Halos
mean
go
it's a full
above.
circle.
Yeah,
I
they
mean it's a
usually
full
kind of a-
circle is all I'm saying.
it's a
And
glowing...
it looks awesome because the hose comes out the top of your head. It's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Oh, nice.
But anyway, so if you lay on your side, it's between the pillow and your face, obviously. So
Those aren't
it was
pillows.
taking me a while to get used to that. And then the other thing was I was starting to like wake up at like 5 a.m. like clockwork.
Oh,
And I don't know why. And I was talking to
Because you're
lady.
getting that good of sleep.
that's exactly what she said. She said, I think probably what's happening is your body is used to getting a certain amount of actual decent sleep every night.
Yeah.
There it is.
And now that you're not waking up now that you're not, choking yourself 47 times an hour,
Mhm.
your body's getting that sleep a little faster than it's used to. So,
Ah.
but the downside to that is that due to insurance, so I'm in the compliance phase right now, which means that insurance is paid to rent this thing for a month, and then I need to have proof that I've used it at least 4 hours a night, at least 21 nights out of the first 30.
Mhm.
But a couple of times when I woke up that early, I took it off, and then I realized that I had not been actually sleeping for 4 hours at that point. So
Oh.
Whoops.
yeah,
What?
I go to bed late.
Are you involuntarily waking it up? Are you taking it
Yeah.
off like when you're in kind of a semi-conscious
One-
state?
One night I took it off without realizing it. I woke up in the
Okay.
morning and it was not on my face. So-
Okay.
Yeah, I have
But-
done that too.
but I'm getting used to it. And yeah, I mean, my blood pressure is lower and the numbers are
Good.
great. Like I've had a couple of calls with the tech and I did worry about that,
Yeah.
the seal not being great. And the tech I was talking to just like, no, like these numbers are fantastic. So,
Well, good.
there's nothing wrong. You just need to get used to it.
Yeah.
So, probably just like these stupid lenses that I have in my glasses now that took me a month to get used to. So
You have the whatever it's not bifocals. I
But
forget
not
what they're called now.
Progressive.
progressive thank you.
lenses.
These
Yeah.
things messed me up so badly for the first month, like
Yeah.
to the point that I spent nights crying over the fact that I couldn't like read a book comfortably.
Ooh.
But I got used to it. So now I just stopped. I figured,
You
I'll just
stopped
stop
reading.
Yeah.
That's the
Now
easy
it's no
answer.
longer a problem.
Yep.
That's what you got to do.
It hurts my arm when I do this. We'll stop doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
Your range of motion is limited. Thank God.
Yeah.
It should be because I've been
Finally, I can
practicing
just-
for 40 years.
Sit and relax.
There you go.
So that's my medical update. Good
This
night,
is our
everybody.
weekly
That's great.
Player One Podcast Slow March to the Grave segment.
Yeah.
Tune in.
You may remember we started that at episode 1.
I
It was
mean,
the
pretty much.
slow march.
yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
it wasn't right at episode 1. I want to say probably like the birth of my first kid was probably like that was the tipping point, which was by the way over 17 years ago. So.
Yeah, I mean, you realize we've been recording this podcast every week since October 2006. So
that's what I'm saying. It's like I think about that a lot. I think about that a lot.
Yeah.
Where it's like when we started, none of us had kids.
No.
And next year my kid goes to university. So
yeah.
Really,
there's been a lot that's
what
happened.
I've been doing with my life for the last 18 years.
There's been a lot that's happened over the last 18 years. Yeah. Some good, some bad.
This podcast can vote. That's right.
Basically.
And it should, as should everyone.
Everyone should. Every vote matters. Even if you
Not
are
really.
Well, not really.
I
But
mean,
you know, you go out on the idea that
it's called the
every vote
Electoral
matters.
College, and it ensures that in fact your vote doesn't necessarily count.
That is I explicitly told my daughter she's not allowed to go to the Electoral College.
There you go. Good.
Yeah. Because we're also Canadian. So
well, that's also
there's
true. You don't have to worry about that.
Yeah. No, we have lots of other things to worry about. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
how about we talk about some video game news? Do you like
I mean, I guess.
video games?
Sometimes.
First of all,
Oh my gosh.
let's talk about Nintendo's Alarmo announcement. So I know we're all kind of waiting with bated breath for that Switch 2 announcement. Because we know it's coming, right? I mean...
And this is the Switch 2, right? This is
It's going to happen. And there was some kind of FCC leak, I don't know, a week or two ago with some sort of other device. And it turns out Nintendo is making an alarm clock. And that's what Alarmo is. Nintendo Sound Clock Alarmo.
Uh-huh. Oh, you're going to play the trailer?
We're watching the trailer?
Was the sound going through?
It sure
Yeah.
was.
Well, we're not going to watch it.
Are we doing a
sound.
reacts video?
But I'll go
gonna
ahead
get
and
us-
play the trailer
You're going to get us canceled.
while we talk about it.
Oh.
Yeah. Did you watch the trailer? What do you think of the idea?
I can't help but watch the trailer. It's being
Yeah,
played
it's
right
right
in front of
there.
my face.
Well, okay,
Yeah.
I'll scroll away from it. Don't
No,
watch it.
I was watching that.
Oh, okay. I'll bring it back.
You should turn up the sound. I can't hear it.
No.
I'm not going to though. But yeah, so Nintendo, they had some interest in sleep tracking stuff before, right? This has kind of been rumored for a while.
Did they?
Yes, they had said something about sleep tracking before.
Okay.
Is this
and
that
nothing
thing-
happened.
That you clip to your finger
I
and
was going to say, is that the heart rate
measures your
tracker?
pulse.
Well, yeah, they've had interest in that as well. They never did anything with the vitality sensor,
That's what it was called.
but they
They did
announced
this.
it, and they've done this instead. They made an alarm clock that has some motion tracking capability, so it can tell when you actually get out of bed. Which
I am really curious. I can't wait for these things to really be out in the wild and see how well that motion tracking actually works.
yeah, and this is clearly for single people, right? Like, what happens if your spouse or significant other like wakes up? Do they also get sound effects, and can they accidentally turn off your alarm by just getting up?
From my understanding, any spouse or significant other I had up until recently was getting sound effects all night. So
Of a different nature,
yeah,
but not coin sound effects
no.
or Splatoon death sound effects.
Well, it was probably closer to that.
Well, so yes, $100 will get you. the
I like to
Nintendo-
think it was more like the sonic drowning sound effect, actually. CJ wants to talk about this clock.
That's good. Yeah. You have to be a Nintendo Switch Online member to order one
Jesus
right
Christ.
at the moment.
Right.
But they will be available to other stores, other retailers starting in 2025. I believe January or February.
I just like
So
that it is named in a similar fashion to some sort of clock-themed He-Man ally.
they would have this clock in its chest.
Oh,
right?
absolutely, yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So there's a little screen in the center.
Yes.
And that displays Nintendo characters and shows you when your alarm is and shows you the time and date. And I guess you can get messages too.
Oh, really?
Well, there's like an envelope icon on some of these visuals here.
Oh.
So maybe I don't know.
I mean, did you read all this this whole web page you're scrolling through?
No, I haven't. You want to read
Would
it?
you go ahead and read that aloud?
No, let's not.
Yeah.
A visitor arrives.
A visitor has arrived.
After a few seconds, someone for something from the scene you picked will appear. Wave your hand or move your body to make the clock quieter. Depending on the time you've chosen, you might also hear coins or other familiar game sounds when you interact with Alarmo.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Time to get up!
Apparently, yeah.
You
if you
bought
stay
me
in
this thing.
If you stay in bed too long, I know
Yeah.
I did. Your alarm is going to get more intense, and then Bowser shows up. If you're doing the Mario Odyssey theme, who knows what it is with Splatoon or Pikmin or Zelda.
Probably Ganon.
I assume, Ganondorf shows up. Who knows? But
because it's Breath of the Wild, yeah.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild
Or Tears of the Kingdom. It's one of those.
I think it's Breath of the Wild.
Let's scroll through it. Yeah, it's Breath of the Wild.
Maybe. Yeah. There you go.
So, Splatoon, Pikmin 4, Ring Fit Adventure.
Oh, Ring Fit Adventure. That's
I
right.
was surprised to see the Ring Fit Adventure on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder if there is some kind of way to connect it to that for, I don't know, some sort of health readout.
Or maybe there will be a sequel to Ring Fit Adventure that'll take Alarmo data into account.
Yeah.
Oh.
Something like that, because that could be cool.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You're blue oceaning it.
I'm blue oceaning it. Yes. It's hands-free. You don't even have to... It's got that big dial at the top, but you don't have to smack it or anything like that.
Right.
It'll automatically or auto-magically turn off your alarm as you wake up, which means you actually have to get out of bed. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you actually have to get out of bed if you're a quitter.
I guess.
Maybe I want to hear Bowser yell at me every morning.
Do you want that?
Who wouldn't?
Yeah,
I don't want it, but I'm just saying, I think I could power through it if I had to.
I guess so. So what do you think? What are your impressions here? Nintendo announced new hardware. How many of these can I put you down for?
How many you got?
I'm not gonna buy this because I don't need an alarm clock.
I'm not the least bit interested in this thing.
Yeah.
Especially not for $130.
Well, that's Canadian. That's the Canadian
Canada.
price.
It's still $130.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Canada.
We don't walk around stores going, well, this seems expensive, but if I, look at it in American dollars.
Maybe if I lived in a different country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's cute. I could see, I don't know. I could see people wanting it, but I'm not one of them.
Not one of them.
Not the least bit interested in it.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I use my phone and watch as my alarm clock.
Yeah.
Actually, it wakes up without having to play any kind of tune. My watch just starts vibrating and I wake up.
They hear that.
Oh yeah, you wear your watch to bed.
I do.
That's weird.
That's weird.
It's not weird.
It's a little weird.
It's not weird. I'm not the only one who does that.
I mean, that doesn't make it not
Doesn't
weird.
make it not weird. Yeah.
Wait, what?
This means there's a bunch of weirdos who are like way into Apple products. Let me ask. Here's a practical question.
Yeah.
And this isn't even
Give me
a
question.
poking fun. I'm not even ribbing you here.
I mean, it's going to lead to that, but this is a serious question.
Okay.
Yeah.
When do you charge your Apple Watch?
I'm charging it right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm charging it
Well,
right
there
now
we
during
go.
the podcast.
So podcast time.
So no, if I'm sitting at my desk, in front of my computer, usually before
because you
dinner
work from
time.
home.
I work from home.
So
Yeah,
you're
and
not-
if I'll be in a meeting or whatever, I'll just put my watch on the charger.
You're not wearing your watch around the home.
I am
'cause you're
wearing
at
my
home.
watch around the home. Yeah.
Okay.
Why wouldn't I? It's a
'Cause
watch.
I don't know.
You
I
wear
I
it.
have access to other timepieces. See, I'm not wearing. I have an Apple Watch
Yeah, but you're not wearing it.
right now. It's charging. I don't wear it
I
right
have an
now.
Apple Watch.
Well,
It's
why
been
don't-
charging for about 2 years.
Why don't you charge it while you sleep or something if you're not wearing it when you
Well,
sleep?
I do wear. It does charge while I sleep.
Oh, okay.
I wear it when I leave the house.
Oh,
I mean, right
okay.
now I'm staring at two screens.
Beautiful people. Oh, sorry.
I'm staring at two screens that have two beautiful people, myself and one other, and I have access to clocks on those.
Yeah.
I have a little magic box here that has a time on it.
Yeah.
I can ask. I have
You
a
know,
little
the Apple Watch does more than just tell you time, though, right?
Yeah.
does it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That seems like a waste.
Keeps track of your heart rate.
Remember
Have
Dick
you heard?
Tracy?
Huh?
You remember Dick Tracy? How his
I
watch?
do.
It does that.
I wasn't allowed to say that name though in my house growing up.
Oh, Penis Tracy. Sorry.
Thank you.
Oh,
Richard Tracy.
my bad.
Ugh.
Did you hear that an Apple Watch saved Peter Moore's life?
Did he swallow it?
You see,
I'm looking at an
I love that
X-ray.
you went and found this.
Did it somehow end up in his blood? Did it end up in his heart?
yeah, you see this pacemaker here? That's actually an Apple Watch. It's not a
Okay.
pacemaker. Yeah,
They let you do that, huh?
yeah, and you can
Do they do that at the Genius Bar?
No, but yeah, he got a low heart rate notification on his Apple Watch and went to the doctor and found that he had heart problems, and now he has
A very real
so
effect of wearing an Apple Watch or
Exactly.
any
There you
kind of
go.
watch that does that sort of thing.
yeah,
Well, there you go.
it can be helpful.
There are
Phil.
very good reasons to wear.
Okay.
Helpful, helping your health.
CJ crossing his fingers, hoping for a heart attack so he can say Apple saved me.
Helping your health.
No, I am not. There could be nothing further
Phil,
from the truth.
As we all
there.
approach 50, that joke becomes less funny. Just so you know.
I don't know.
That's also true. That's
I don't
also
know.
true. Yeah. Well,
yeah.
not only did we get new Nintendo hardware this last week,
Yeah.
but they announced a mystery online feature test that will be a playtest program for Nintendo Switch Online plus Expansion Pass users, and they took you basically try to sign up for this test last week. I tried. I don't know about you guys.
I didn't know about it until now.
I was not accepted
Oh no.
into the program.
Probably
but
because
they-
the Apple Watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably so.
This guy's kind of an Apple shill. We better not let him.
But so yeah, Nintendo Switch Online players will be playtesting something at the end of this month, October 24th through November 6th.
I
So-
can only assume what it is they're going to strap them down so that they can only play games as they're released on Nintendo Switch Online, and they're going to see how long they can go realistically between game releases, so that just how long till they go crazy? Can we drip feed every
Aren't
month?
they already-
Oh, my
4 months?
I think they
Oh,
found
my.
that.
Year?
I think they found that cadence a long time ago. Right?
No, they didn't. I think they
No?
want to stretch it out.
Okay.
CJ?
Well, apparently there's an NDA involved.
Well, yeah.
So
I'm sure that'll be effective.
I'm sure it'll be effective. I'm sure we'll find out what they're testing. But 10,000 users already got accepted, and
Oh,
they
wow.
have to download something to participate.
We're not going to
So
tell you what it is. Just
we don't know
download
what
it.
it is.
Oh,
We don't know what it is. There's some speculation that it could be adding GameCube games to Nintendo Switch Online, but you play them over cloud instead
make
of
sense.
downloading them because they're a much larger download than the current offerings on NSO. So
That's a pretty believable
speculation.
believable theory. Yeah.
is that speculation based on anything?
I don't think it's based on
Never
anything.
based on anything?
No.
Okay.
Who knows
So
what Nintendo just released an alarm clock. Nobody knows what Nintendo's going to do.
So speculation just means wild guess.
Wild.
We just
wild
want it to
guess.
sound a
Trying
little
to
more.
Will something
Wild
they
guess.
want into existence, but that
Yeah.
I mean, it does make sense. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, it's plausible.
And it's-
plausible.
I mean, they've been doing gameplay or off the cloud for like regular releases for quite a while now, right?
Yeah.
On the Switch.
Well, other companies have released games
That's what I'm
via
saying.
cloud. Yeah, not Nintendo themselves. This would be the
So, but I'm
first
just
time
saying, it's a thing that's happened on the system before. So.
it has happened. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's that. Let's talk about Tomb Raider 4 through 6 Remastered, which is coming out in February. Greg, I know that you do enjoy some Lara Croft.
Lara.
Right?
Lara.
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 Certainly
Lara.
we're gonna get that joke. Yeah, I mean,
Shout out.
Say it right.
say it right, Frenchie. Yeah, I mean that's great. You know, the Tomb Raider 1 through 3 remaster clearly did decently enough that this makes sense. I'm shocked to see that Angel of Darkness is on here because that wasn't a PlayStation game. That was a PlayStation 2 game.
Oh,
Notoriously terrible PlayStation 2 game.
Oh.
really?
Yeah, Angel of Darkness was the first PlayStation 2 outing for Lara Croft.
Oh.
And it was supposed to be the game that kind of, the series is growing up, and this is sort of the next phase of the Tomb Raider franchise. And what it effectively did was kill it until they made the anniversary game. Crystal Dynamics made the anniversary game years later.
Yeah,
because it was really just so bad. But yeah, it's so interesting to see that that's on there. I mean, that's great. If you're gonna, I feel strongly about that. If you're going to do remakes and compilations of these classic series, that you should include as many as you can.
Yeah,
like say perhaps you're doing a Tetris compilation. You should definitely have the Game Boy version in there. Maybe even the Tengen NES game. But I digress. Anyway, yeah, no, it's cool that they're doing it. The downside to this is, in my opinion, Tomb Raiders 4 through 6, none of them are very good games.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
take that for what it's worth. But
I find it interesting that they're calling it Tomb Raider 4, 5, 6 Remastered when there technically is no Tomb Raider 4, 5, or 6.
yeah, they all just started going with
they
subtitles at that point.
Yeah, they stopped numbering the sequels there.
Yeah, it's like what is it? Legacy, Chronicles, and not Legacy. Angel of Last Revelation, Chronicles of Angel of Darkness.
well, that would be too long, Phil. How is that going to fit?
Well,
on
you
Yes,
call
it's funny they could have called it the Tomb Raider, The Last Revelation, Chronicles, Angel of Darkness.
They could have
Remastered.
called it Tomb Raider the Second Trilogy Remastered,
Oh, yeah, they could have done that.
right?
Tomb Raider, Death of
Yeah.
a Series Remastered.
There also that works too.
But no, in all seriousness, like the thing with 5 and 6 was they were full on into that. We need to release a new Tomb Raider game every year.
Yeah,
Which they were into pretty quickly. I mean, 2 and 3 were victims of that as well. But it was just, it's just a law of diminishing returns. And they tried to do something interesting, at least with Chronicles, where they actually tried to. It was all told as like a flashback because I think Lara, I think she dies at the end, or they think that she died at the end of Last Revelation. So it's supposed to be like a celebration of her life kind of thing, where you play as like young Lara Croft. You find out how she learned her trade from Werner von Croy, and yeah, all that fun stuff. But churning those out yearly was such a bad idea, and they were doing that's what they were doing. And then they did not do a good job with Angel of Darkness.
No,
but Chronicles was actually that was Last Revelation where you playing as young Lara. I'm sorry. Last Revelation I think was one of the first games I did a strategy guide for in Expert Gamer. I mapped the first half of that game on graph paper.
Oh, very
My
nice.
goodness.
It's good times.
Did
and then we realized how long the game was. So the second we split that strategy into 2 issues. In the second issue, it's literally just 10 pages of solid text.
Oh wow!
Because that game is gigantic, or it was anyway. Maybe not by today's standards, but
do you want to revisit these games? Are you
not at all?
Because you did get that first trilogy, right?
Yeah, but see, I only played through the first game because the Tomb Raider 2 and 3 were decent games, but Tomb Raider 1 was the best one. And they just got progressively less good after that until, again, Crystal Dynamics took over.
Yeah.
Years later. And the 25th anniversary? The anniversary game, the remake they did of the first game was fantastic. And yeah, the stuff that they've made since then has been quite good. But no, I don't think I'll get this. I got the first game because I wanted to play through the first Tomb Raider. I've never even turned on 2 and 3 in that first collection. Okay. And I likely never will.
I guess so. Well, we hinted at it a little earlier. The Tetris Forever game list was announced. Over 15 games, but not the Game Boy game or NES game that Nintendo released in the US. So we get like the Famicom
does
version.
he have the NES version of Tetris? I didn't realize that.
No, it doesn't have either. It has the Famicom version released by Bulletproof Software. Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
The Game Boy version of Tetris is currently available on NSO. So you can play that.
Which is why I'm surprised it's not on this.
But then the NES version of Tetris is coming to NSO December or something like that. It's coming. They've announced that it's coming. So
and I hate to crap on this because Digital Eclipse does amazing stuff. And I guess this is the danger of making these sort of interactive documentaries, is that sooner or later you're going to run into, I'm assuming it's a licensing rights issue.
Yeah,
because Tetris has been released by so many different companies over the years, and there's like the Disneyfied Tetris games from, I think Capcom was releasing those, and so it's not
Ubisoft
surprising.
Has done some,
but it's disappointing.
Apparently, the Famicom Bulletproof Software version is
not great,
like really bad.
Yeah, really? Oh,
yeah. So it more's the pity, right? Because that's absolutely.
No Mega Drive version. Well.
Yeah, which that's more of an oddity. Which,
but I think
it should be included for sure.
Yeah,
but I mean, I think that to me the bigger
historically relevant.
The bigger tragedy is that if you were a kid in the 80s, you were exposed to Tetris via Game Boy.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that is for an entire generation. That's how you played Tetris.
Yeah.
And that was when it was at its sort of the height of its popularity, when it was a phenomenon, was when it was on Game Boy, and to a lesser extent on the NES. And even then, like, that's why I think the Tengen Tetris is so important, because it was, I mean, I know my first exposure to Tetris outside of the Game Boy was that game. And sort of what that game represents, and the Genesis Tetris goes along with that. The arcade versions of Tetris,
the Atari arcade version.
Yeah.
What's weird to me too is it has 2 versions of Hat-Tris on there.
Yeah.
And Hat-Tris created by Alexei Petanov, right? So it has one of his sort of original Tetris variations, but it doesn't have Weltris, which is another one of his games from that era. It doesn't have Faces : Tris 4 or Tris 3.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a game called Faces.
Okay, I knew about Faces.
Yeah, and it has a subtitle, and it's like, it's either Tris 3 or Tris 4. I forget the exact order of the Tetris, Hatris, Weltris, Faces release, but it doesn't have that on there, which is weird.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I still want to get this because it's
I mean, it's
I know it's going to be great, but for me the big one is like I just cannot believe the Game Boy Tetris is not on there.
Yeah,
I wonder. Well,
it's like releasing a box set of Spielberg movies and just like, we don't really have ET on here.
Do we really need Jaws?
We gotta have Jaws because that's like one of the first big ones, but
What was that? Didn't he do? What was that 1942? What movie he did?
It was 1942.
Was that?
I think
it's
41.
41. There it is.
Yeah.
That one's off. Out of the collection.
Yeah,
I've never seen that one. I've never seen that one actually.
Well, see, that's the thing. It's like
I also love James Cameron, but I've never seen Piranha 2 or whatever movie that was. He did a Piranha movie.
Yeah.
The Spawning, yes.
So you can't compare it to Leaving Off in like 1941 because nobody's seen that movie.
Well,
nobody knows what that is.
What about Ishtar?
Who's seen Ishtar? How about this? A James Cameron collection, but you don't put in Terminator 2.
There you go.
There you go. That'd be perfect.
But you do put in Terminator 3.
Spielberg didn't do Ishtar.
No. That's what's confusing.
I'm just bringing up bad movies.
Oh,
he's just off in his own thing now.
Remember that movie Ishtar?
Remember that movie?
Remember Warren Beatty trying to
Ishtar? That's Steven Spielberg makes
that was a stinker.
But Ishtar sucked.
I got Warren Beatty and there, Dick Tracy himself.
Lots of people make good movies.
Bringing it right back to the Apple Watch.
Have you heard? I heard something about this on a couple podcasts where Warren Beatty will do something Dick Tracy related every
few years.
Renew
the license.
You've seen it on the podcast, but you haven't actually seen any of the actual things he films.
No, I haven't seen the things that he films.
Oh,
I'm probably in for a treat.
They are. He
So for those that don't know,
there
was of course the Dick Tracy film that Warren Beatty starred in back in 91.
It was 90 or 91. It was early 90s
from Disney.
It was
Disney
after 1990.
1990
after the whole Batman,
which I really liked, to be honest. I thought it was a good movie. But
I liked
either way,
it too.
Back in the late 80s. After I'll let you can continue your Dick Tracy story, but back after Batman in 1989 became a huge hit,
everyone was doing comic book movies.
Movie executives didn't take that as a sign of, we need to start making good comic book movies. It took it as a sign of, we need to start resurrecting pulp heroes from like the 1930s because that's what kids want to see. So suddenly we got movies about Dick Tracy and the Phantom.
Remember the Phantom?
I do.
I remember going and seeing the Phantom in theaters.
Alec Baldwin is the Shadow.
Oh, the Shadow.
The Shadow knows, everyone.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
But anyway, yes. So the way the rights work is that he needs to produce some sort of Dick Tracy content every X number of years in order to retain the rights, the movie rights to Dick Tracy. He must want to get a movie off the ground again. So he just does these weird little surreal in that headline Dick Tracy things every few years.
That's so funny.
It's so bizarre.
Yeah. I'll have to take a look at that.
But yeah, I actually had a lot of fun with that. I enjoyed that Dick Tracy movie.
I did.
I'm glad you did.
It had an amazing cast.
Oh, absolutely.
But I don't know. I thought it captured.
I sure don't hear you say amazing script.
I thought it captured the spirit of the strip pretty well. I love what they did with all the makeup effects on the different characters.
I do wonder. So Tetris Forever will obviously come out on Switch, and I wonder if they'll be allowed to link from the game.
Just takes you to Nintendo Online.
That takes you to NSO and plays it, because I don't know if you go into like the icon shop in Nintendo Switch Online and redeem points for various icons that you can use in your profile, but sometimes they've been having more opportunities recently to get ones that are based off of older games that are on NSO, and when you click on it, it says, oh, you have to actually play the game that this is from, and it'll boot you into one of the NSO applications and automatically load that game. So I wonder if they could do that for Game Boy Tetris and NES Tetris from Tetris Forever, so that you would kind of have,
I think,
the experience of it being in there, but not really.
With the Game Boy one, though, they'd also have to do a check against whether or not you can, because that's part of the paid service, right?
It's
I don't know. You might be creating a dead end there. They might not want to deal with.
No, I thought the NES and Game Boy weren't in. GBA is part of
the expansion pack. Yeah,
GBA
you're right.
is part of the expansion pack.
You're right. I'm sorry.
So, yeah, I guess we'll find out. All right. Well, we are at what you've been playing. I'll go first.
Well, all right.
I mean, I've been playing Echoes of Wisdom, which we all have, but I'll start off with Kind Words 2, which is a game from Pop Cannibal.
Kind words to who? Myself? Greg?
Yes. The game title is called Kind Words.
Oh.
And there's a Kind Words and a Kind Words 2. They made a sequel.
Oh.
To it.
I see.
Yeah. And the
is
idea...
this the game where you, like, write letters?
This is the game where you write letters to people. Yes.
Okay.
So you get anonymous letters from people who need some kind words, and you provide them with kind words, and then you might get a sticker in return if they like your reply. Or if you have something you want to get off your chest, you write it into kind words, and then you might get like letters back saying nice things to you. And I really enjoyed the first game. I thought it was a really interesting idea. It's all sort of anonymous kind words, and the sequel expands it and builds upon the idea that you're writing letters, and you can actually like go outside into a little town and have pseudo conversations with people. And you can go into there's like a record shop or like a bookstore where you can go in and you can get recommendations from other people for certain things, or you can provide recommendations for things there. So it's a pretty unique idea. And
are you just going in there telling everyone to listen to Player One Podcast?
Of course.
Good.
Of course, that's what I'm doing. But yeah, a pretty unique idea. I really like it. And I had worked with the developers of this back at Adult Swim when they were doing.
Oh, nice.
They did the game Girls
Like
Robots.
I remember you talking about this.
And a puzzle game which I really do enjoy, and I believe is available on Steam. But they went on to do Kind Words and Kind Words 2, and it's a great game. Really great, and great people behind it. So
I did play a bit of the first one, and it was very
worth
cute.
Getting. I loaded the first one up. So when I bought the sequel, I had written a letter in Kind Words, the original one, and I had not been back to Kind Words in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I had, something like 10 letters that were...
just waiting for you?
They were waiting for me. Yeah, it was actually kind of nice. Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, aside from that, I have been playing The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom.
And that's
on
the new
my
one.
Switch Entertainment System. My Nintendo Sound video game console Switch. Yeah, and I'm further along now than I was last week. I'm currently investigating a rift in the Faron Wetlands.
Yes.
Or maybe
they're only wet when CJ gets there.
You're darn right they are.
Splish splash, you'll be taking a bath in your own seat when CJ strolls into the room.
I put down that frog that makes it rain.
Yes, the rain frog.
The rain frog. One of the most useful echoes in the game.
I have not found that yet.
No, it's very useless.
So have you okay, so basic structure.
Yeah.
Basic structure.
Tell me.
Spoilers, I guess. Minor spoilers.
Sure.
So the game starts off, you have that little introductory dungeon.
Yep.
Then it branches off into 2.
Yeah.
And then it
Comes back.
Goes back to 1. And then it branches
to 3.
To 3. So how many of those 3 have you done?
I am in the process of doing one of those.
Okay.
So I've not.
Greg?
Yeah. I am literally where it branched off into the 3, and I've gone out and started to do a couple little side quests. And that's
okay. Well, it sounds like we are all pretty much
around
at the same place. Because I just did the convergence into the 1 dungeon, and now it is split off into the 3. But before I did that 1 dungeon, I did waste some time. I actually ended up thoroughly exploring those wetlands.
I did that as well. I did that before I did the Zora bits, though. I explored more of the map to the south. Before actually doing the Zora stuff.
Okay.
So I had already been to the places that I was ending up.
Those lands were already wet.
They were so wet.
Okay. Just soaked.
Yes.
Gently moistened.
Yeah.
I
kept putting down the frogs, so yeah.
One thing I liked about that area is there's a lot of greenery, a lot of shrubbery about, a lot of tall grass. And there would be like some of the big I mean, they're not piranha plants, but big piranha plants in there.
Yeah.
And I found myself, whenever I'd come across an area where there's just a whole bunch of grass on the ground, I would just bring out one of my little fire slimes and just chuck them into the middle of it and just watch everything burn. Just sit back.
It's a good strategy.
Slowly walk behind it, collecting whatever gems are hidden in the...
They're called rupees, Phil.
Whatever rupees are hidden in the... In the rubble. Look at this. Look at this. You talk about rupees. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm drowning in rupees here.
Why do you have those, Phil?
Are you asking? You're asking me why?
This is
why do you have those in arm's
reach? We've been doing the
reach?
show for 18 years.
The question you should be asking yourself, my friend, is why do you not have rupees within arm's reach?
Yeah.
Look at that.
I don't know.
Look how pretty these are. Look, this one's purple. That's a purple
That's worth
one.
50.
This one's worth 50 rupees.
Yeah.
I got a blue one here too. What are the blue ones worth?
The amount of dollars Phil paid for
20?
Is this the 20 rupee?
I don't know. I'm just throwing out numbers.
The green one is worth 1.
Yes, I do.
This is your basic rupee, and it's so pretty. Look at that.
Yeah.
Isn't that beautiful?
It is. Yeah.
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 I'm gonna put them back in my satchel. I got a rupee satchel. Hey,
that's a rupee sack.
Everyone take a look. You can hear my sack jingling here.
Scoop Joey says blue is 5, red is 20.
Red is 20. Okay.
There we go.
Well, then,
does that mean is purple 50? I think it is.
Yeah,
that's purple.
Well, there's a silver one that's 100.
See, I don't have the silver one.
Well,
that's
you are a scrub.
I'm a Deku scrub. There it is.
What a bunch of nerds.
You know what else I got sitting around right within range, of course, is my ocarina. My little... There we go.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome. Anytime you need a quick tootling, let me know.
Yikes.
So anyway.
About 10 years now.
How you guys doing?
We're still talking about Zelda.
I thought so.
Yeah. I did too.
Talking about the Farron wetlands.
Yeah.
Where did you go when it split off into 3? Did you go?
Well, I'm personally because I, much like Greg, I am just at I have finished that centralized dungeon. That we are. You know what? We're doing a very fine job of dancing around it to avoid spoilers.
Yeah, that was a fun little bit.
It was.
I liked it.
I sucked at that boss fight so bad.
Did you really?
I could not get the time. You know, every now and then he would throw out a fireball that you were supposed to hit back at him, and then you just ping pong back and forth. Could not get the timing.
Oh,
I don't
wow.
know what I was doing. So I just whittled them down with like thousands of Octoroks.
I watched somebody do that without doing the knock the fireball back into him, and I was like,
me.
"What are you?
Oh, man.
What are you doing?"
I was only successful maybe twice.
Although I will say the boss before that, I did the same way where I didn't use the bombfish. I used
really?
Yeah, that was weird.
the shark instead.
Okay.
See, the difference there is you didn't think to do the thing that was most obvious. With me, it was just a complete lack of skill.
But I'm still I need to decide which way I'm going. I don't know.
Okay.
Should I go to the wetlands because I've already explored those. So I might do one of the other two just to explore more of the map and get some more enemy echoes.
I ended up there, but I didn't. I started. I ran into Dompe.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen him yet.
I have not.
Yep, I ran into him the last time I was playing.
Has a workshop or whatever, and automatons is his deal. He makes gadgets, and I know from having watched several trailers that you can get wind up like automatons from Dompe, and yeah, I'm on my way to kind of get the first one of those automatons.
Do 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 do.
Automaton.
Do 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 do.
But so that's why I went to the Fair and Wetlands. I think he wanted a specific enemy, and I was like, well, maybe I'll just go down there and see if I get there down there. And yeah. Anyway, I ran into the quest kind of by accident.
Right.
It was like, oh, then go here and go to this heart lake. And I was like, all right, well, fine, I'll do that, I guess. Just kind of taking the game like wherever it leads me. So
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I was initially trying to just explore the map, and then it got kind of sidetracked.
I'll have to dig into that.
Yeah. Because he wants to see specific and this happens in the game a couple of times so far, where you run into characters that want to see a specific enemy.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So you show it to them, and there are people who have requests to see like evolved forms of that enemy too, that they have to lay down a couple of them. And Dompe's thing is like, he needed to see it's basically that, only it's not related enemies. It's not like an evolved form. It's different enemies that you're apparently going to combine. So kind of cool. Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to say it. I'm enjoying this game.
Me too. I really like it.
The more I play, the more I find myself really kind of digging it.
Yeah.
You know?
I haven't picked it up again since
is that right?
Those 3 new quests.
Oh, man.
Oh,
yeah.
I really like it. And part of it is the approach the puzzles any way you want to, and kind of looking at the rooms, or when you're in a rift, like looking at the dungeons and just kind of approaching it like, oh yeah, I'm going to use a trampoline here, and I'm going to do this. And now that I have the ability to cast echoes from a distance, like how that changes things. And then,
you know what I got yesterday?
What?
That I was very delighted to get. I got an item, an equipable item that allows me to jump higher.
Yeah, the frog ring.
Yeah.
After you do the convergence dungeon, you get that, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And I was very delighted. I was like, oh, now I don't need to bust out Trebompolim quite as often.
Well, no, you just use beds.
Beds now.
So I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of being able to cast monsters from a distance,
yeah,
there's a puzzle that I know we've all succeeded at because we're all in the same place in the game.
Yep.
In that convergence dungeon, I think, where you walk in and you've got some like fencing just north of you with a torch, an unlit torch.
Yes.
And then you've got 2 more on each side of the door that are up on platforms.
Yeah.
And then you've got one that's behind another wall and some fencing that you have to light up. So you obviously you cast your little flame slime.
Yeah.
Or Sol or whatever those things are called. Doll, I think.
Ignisol
or something. What was your solution to get that torch on the far right?
I cast it to the right onto that platform, and then I bound myself to it and walked up the stairs and dropped it.
Yep.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
What did
but
you
let
do?
me tell you, it took me 45 minutes, maybe.
Wait, are you serious?
I was in that
It took
room
me a
for
long
so
time.
long.
Really?
It took me a long time, and actually, I had forgotten
that you could bound yourself.
Here's an admission: I forgot that you could cast the echoes at a distance.
Oh, really?
So what I was trying to do,
that room was where I kind of relearned it by mistake, and I was like, I didn't even know I could do that.
Yeah, I relearned it there as well. Here's what I did the first time.
Lads.
This is embarrassing. So I, with that,
am I
first
the only
torch,
one here who's good at Zelda games? My goodness,
this is very similar to me running into the streamer that did the boss of a dungeon the wrong way, or what, like just not thinking. Like, again, this is like, yes, you can approach anything you want any way you want, but sometimes you do it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna explain how I did something wrong. Yeah, so that first torch that's on the other side of that fence, what I ended up doing, and this worked, by the way.
Yeah,
I put down a wood box, and then I put one of the flame slimes on top of it, and I then placed a bed, jumped, and used the arrows to fire an arrow
nice.
through the flame slime.
Oh, you
at
can
the torch.
You can set your arrows on fire.
You can set your arrows on fire that way, having remembered how to do that from many other Zelda games. Yeah, that's how I did it. And then I was like, well, how am I going to do that with the other one where there's like an angle and there's no way to just shoot an arrow?
45 minutes later.
Yeah, well, maybe it wasn't 45 minutes.
You remember
it was like 20 minutes probably.
My goodness.
Yeah.
It's that I
was just
together some kind of
banging my head against a wall. Like, what does the game want me to do here?
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how I can express that I figured that out pretty much immediately without sounding like I'm being a jerk, but
yeah.
Boy, I kind of figured that out immediately.
I was casting that stupid Ignatius slime at different angles.
Yeah.
And then I was trying to place it on one of the I tried the moving platform.
Yeah, I did that too.
Oh yeah.
Tried to place it, that didn't work.
I tried to do the thing where you can bind to it, and then I would jump on a bed and then jump on a box, try to get it through the opening of the fence. Because there is like an opening there that looks like it could be big enough. You just push the slime through, but no.
Oh no, I didn't have a problem with trying to push the slime through. I'm talking about over on the right hand side. I was casting it at a distance, but I was trying to get the right angle that it would land on the platform, and I ended up finally being able to do it. And I don't know why it worked, but I ended up finally being able
down.
Was it the game taking pity on you?
So I was down. Probably I was down in like the farthest right bottom corner I could get to, trying to get the casting angle just right, and I just couldn't quite. Like, I could get it to the point where where the slime would like snag on the platform before falling to its death.
Oh wow.
So it's like, okay, this is it. This is I got to be doing this right. But then the thing is if you move even a degree more to like counterclockwise, it bounces off the wall. Like it doesn't even spawn because it hits the wall.
You kind of did the thing where you're trying to like jump up on a higher ledge and
what I
kind of glitch through the geometry.
What I ended up doing was I used the water blocks to get Zelda up as high as possible. She can't go over it. I tried that.
No, she can't go over it. I tried that too.
But for some reason, getting her up as high as possible and casting at that angle, the damn thing landed. It must have had some momentum, and it landed on the platform.
Oh my!
And then all I did was sit there and pray that it went over and lit the because it wasn't near it. I was like, "Oh God, please don't jump off! I can't do this again." So,
but it did.
It's like I'm a genius.
You solved it,
but you didn't use bind.
No.
Oh my god.
No. Obviously, the game wants you to.
You glitched it. You glitched it.
The game does want you to.
Just enough.
But this is to me, this is the great thing about this game, where you can approach it even in really messed up ways that are clearly wrong. Which I did that too.
You.
I did that too. I'm talking about myself, that I was the idiot.
Doesn't feel like you're talking about yourself.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. But this
is what I'm dealing with here.
It is super fun.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I'm enjoying it.
I still don't use the sword fighter form that much.
I use the sword fighter form all the time.
I just use it on bosses.
I use it on bosses.
Yeah.
Well, you're supposed to use it on bosses.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. When I use it.
Yeah. There you go.
Ugh.
But I'm enjoying it. It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, once I got those water blocks.
They
stopped using water blocks.
They changed the game.
Yeah.
You know, did you hear about this? Did you hear about the cheat with the water blocks?
What about the cheat with the water blocks?
Do you want me to tell you the cheat with the water blocks?
I don't want you to not tell me.
What about it?
Yeah.
Because well, I haven't done this, so I don't know if this is true, but I've heard
hearsay.
I've heard tell that you cast a water block.
Okay.
Then you bind yourself to an enemy and drag them into the water block. And if they're not a water enemy, they drown in it.
Yeah.
Oh, so you can just murder things. This is a way to murder things.
This is a way to murder things. Yeah.
This is all that stuff that I've considered when I'm watching Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah.
And how easy it would be for people with bending abilities to just become serial killers and never get caught. It'd be so easy. But yeah, just force a bubble of water around someone's head until they drown.
Yeah. That's what you're basically doing, and it works.
Like a monster.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I'm doing that for every battle from now on.
Yeah.
Well, there's also I don't know if you've seen GIFs of this. You cast the bed, you hop on the bed, and then you do the tornado enemy.
Yeah.
And it lifts you up and lifts the bed with you on it up and zings you across the screen.
I also love this.
Yeah.
That's great.
I am all for breaking this game, so to be over a little faster.
I don't know that.
See, now it seems like you don't like the game.
I'm sort of hung on it at this point.
Tolerating it.
Yeah. I'm waiting. I'm waiting to get really excited about it again. But I kind of like after I went through that section and clearly the rest of the game has opened up at this point. It's like there's 3 more rifts, and all I could think of was like, I don't really want to go do 3 more rifts right now. I'm kind of.
I mean, you don't have to.
I'm kind of okay with not
explore and do side quests and have fun other ways. It's a Zelda game.
Maybe this is your time to go back to Plucky Squire.
Maybe I should.
Tell me how much you're itching to get back to Zelda once you're finished up Plucky Squire.
Maybe so.
Yeah. There we go.
Is that it?
I don't know. I mean, that's how. I mean, we've discussed where we are at in Zelda.
Yes, and we've discussed that 2 of us at least.
It's 2/3 enjoyed here.
Yeah.
At the Player One podcast.
I see.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. I guess that means it's time for tweets.
Well, don't you want to know what else I've been playing?
All right, Phil, what else have you been playing?
Pretty much just Zelda.
I knew it. It's on the outline. We've only been playing. What about you, Greg? I don't want to leave you out of this.
No, nothing else.
Nothing else.
No.
All right.
There you go.
Well, I guess that means it's time for tweets.
See, this is why we put the stuff in the outline, CJ, so you don't have to.
Yeah, you should just pay attention.
Yeah.
What?
Is your first time hosting?
Yes.
Tweedly deedly dee. A tweedly deedly dee. Tweet. A tweet. Resigned sigh.
CJ didn't look any up. He didn't prepare.
Yeah. I did. No,
you need me to I can do another verse.
He's killing time.
I'm not just killing time.
He rocks
Let's
in
do
the
this
tree
one
top.
from listener Jason, who says, thanks to the P1P CPAP crew, the tip that you could bury yourself under the blanket when it's cold out without suffocating is beautiful.
What can I say except you're welcome?
That is pretty great. That is pretty great. I didn't think about that.
I am now
Before
a
you mentioned
burrowing animal.
This is like using the echoes in
Yeah.
using the abilities in Zelda. I didn't know, and now
It's a way-
you've opened my eyes.
Call it a life hack. It is the ideal way to slumber.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like a big toasty cinnamon bun
That can breathe inside.
that can just, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about monsters getting you because no part of you is exposed to the night air.
Getting you.
You are warm and comfy.
Well,
Yeah.
here's a question. How cold do you like it when you sleep? Like,
Very cold.
I like cold
Yeah.
when I sleep.
Do you?
Yeah.
It depends. It depends. There are days where I prefer a little chill, but you know what?
I like to chill.
Especially now here in the northern hemisphere.
Yeah.
We're getting to a kind of a chilly time of year.
Yeah.
So you know, you don't turn up the heat at night and just nestle yourself in. Just
Yeah.
you know?
I haven't yet to
like a little
turn our heat
hamster.
on. Yeah. I usually I open the window at night, actually.
Oh, do you really?
It gets cold.
Okay.
Yeah, but I like it cold.
Okay.
I need cold for sleep.
I don't open the window at night, but I like
Yeah.
it cool as well.
There you go.
Oh. Well, if you like it toasty warm, there's your solution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, I'm glad that works out for you.
Here you go. Well, let's do this tweet from hacker alias Okatok's lawyer, who says,
Wait, don't read this. We might be
What?
being served. And I think as long as we don't read it on air.
I know who this person is.
okay. Yeah.
I met them in when I went to one of my son's lacrosse tournaments.
Oh, you met Okatok's lawyer?
Yep.
Oh,
Very
that's
nice guy.
cool.
He was one of the people running the
super
tournament.
nice.
Oh.
He's always been nice over social media.
Hmm.
So I've spoken with him there.
Okay, well this will be
in part
top-
how to pronounce the hacker alias.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Okatok's lawyer says, "What's your favorite with you Thanksgiving dinner dish?"
Oh.
Yeah.
Ham.
We know that's not correct. We know that's.
I just
not
wanted
right.
to see if you remembered, if you'd been paying attention.
No, that's not right.
Uh,
Although, for one of the holidays, either American Thanksgiving or Christmas, we'll usually get a ham.
oh yeah.
Get like a honey baked ham or like.
We always have a
those are,
ham.
those
as
are
well.
good.
Yeah.
But of course,
always a lot left over.
Thanksgiving, yeah, it sort of depends whether it's turkey or ham, which holiday it is. But yeah, I'm a fan of the turkey. Give me
Yeah.
turkey.
You can't. Turkey and the stuffing are the
Give me
my two
gravy,
favorite
give me
elements.
stuffing, give me mashed potatoes and gravy, and
Do you
really
do
all that
the turnip? You call them turnips?
stuff. No, that sounds
you don't
horrible.
do turnip? Mashed
No,
turnip? Oh
no.
my god.
No,
No,
mashed
so good.
turnip.
Mm-hmm.
The hell are you a Fraggle?
And we had
Oh no, wait, they ate radishes.
like
I'm
a
sorry.
cauliflower
What are you
bake dish
from Subcon?
Yeah, what are you from
You guys gotta-
Subcon?
You guys gotta.
A land of dreams? You slow down when you're carrying a radish through the kitchen?
I didn't say radish. I
If
said
not,
turnip.
you might be. Do you slow down when you're carrying a turnip through the kitchen? Because if you don't, then you're Toad, who is strong and his speed is not affected when carrying vegetables.
I'm a mixture of all the worst elements of every character. Can't jump high, can't run fast.
But when you do jump to
Can't
your
lift
legs,
things
like
slowing down.
Your legs
No,
like
I'm
spin
not. I'm
around
not in
like
the air
spin.
long enough for my
Crazy.
legs to spin around.
Luigi's
Darn.
spinning legs always disoriented me when I
Same.
play
Really?
Mario 2. Yeah, absolutely. It's just too much movement.
Yeah, you know, I get motion sick from that.
Oh,
Was that the start?
No.
Was that
No, it was
motion-
Hexen. It was Hexen.
Oh,
That's the
Hexen.
start of that. Yeah.
Hexen's a great game.
Not if
Hexen
you're motion
64.
sick.
Yeah, not if you're motion sick.
Ugh.
Let me tell you.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
That's. I'm trying to think what
Smash.
else we had the other night, but
My favorite Thanksgiving food, of course, is White Castle hamburgers.
Jesus.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say White Castle and aerosol cheese to wash it down. You know.
Together?
Yeah.
What, like you put the aerosol cheese on the White Castle?
I mean, why wouldn't you?
That
I
is
mean, you're not going to be able to
messed
make
up.
it worse.
Well, you got to
Yeah,
have like an aerosol cheese glaze.
kind of a monster are you? Just
Gotta-
I
ew.
mean, how many times have you done that?
Never.
No, I can't. I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Never.
No.
I've never put aerosol
Well,
cheese
you know, maybe you should, Phil.
on.
Maybe I'm opening your eyes to a new flavor combination.
Now, if you're asking if I've ever taken a hot dog and put it inside a Twinkie and put aerosol cheese on top of that,
Well.
I have.
And you presented it to.
And I presented it to Weird Al Yankovic, the originator of the Twinkie Wiener sandwich.
Yeah.
He was. He feigned delight. I will say that.
Now
this
Phil's
is-
picture's on a list at every Weird Al Yankovic concert.
Yeah.
So the other thing is, how many times have you approached a celebrity or had a celebrity interaction
yeah.
where you have, in your mind, done this brilliant thing
Yeah.
and it has received feigned delight?
Constantly.
I can at least think of one other time.
What was the other
One
time?
when we were interviewing Bruce Campbell.
Oh yeah. Yes. When I pitched my movie idea to Bruce Campbell.
Yeah, I had been scheduled to meet and interview Bruce Campbell, which very nice guy, and
Oh,
his
absolutely.
wife was very nice as well. We met her.
Yes.
We didn't know that we were talking with her
right.
until later.
Yeah.
But then, so I was like, Phil, you have to come with me to this Bruce Campbell interview.
And I said, absolutely.
Absolutely, yes.
Why wouldn't I?
Yeah, and what was your pitch?
Well, this was right after the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie was released, in which, of course, Bruce Campbell plays the ring announcer.
Yeah,
A highlight of that scene. Highlight of the film. You got Bruce Campbell.
it's true.
You got the Macho Man Randy Savage playing Bonesaw McGraw.
Yeah.
Highlight of the movie. So I suggested, as any right-thinking person would, that given the popularity of those two characters, Bruce Campbell's ring announcer and Bonesaw McGraw,
Yeah.
that they should be spun off. You know, here's the thing. I don't want to say I created the concept of the Marvel Cinematic Universe,
But you kind of did.
but I kind of did.
Hmm.
The ring announcer, Bonesaw McGraw, starring in their own spin-off film, traveling around the world together, fighting crime, righting wrongs.
Yeah.
You know, being just all-purpose heroes. It's a
Yeah.
$1 billion idea.
And what was Bruce Campbell's reaction to the
Security.
question? Do you remember the reaction?
I'm going to need you to get the out of here.
It didn't work.
I'm going to need you to get the out of here.
There you go.
There we go. No, he gave a slightly dismissive chuckle
Yes.
and said something along the lines of, this is not verbatim, but the spirit is there.
Oh my god.
Well, that's just ridiculous. I'm
That's
not
just
even
a
going to bother
terrible
answering.
idea.
I'm not even going to bother answering that question. That's a ridiculous idea, and you know it. It's like, fair enough.
Oh,
Fair
I
enough,
loved that
Bruce.
so much. I wish I had my tapes
Yeah, I know.
from back in the day, because that would have been.
Oh,
Oh, that was a brilliant moment.
yes,
Yeah,
it
that was when I was working at EGM as news editor.
Yes.
Phil was working at Game Now.
As a Game Now, or was it? It was Expert Gamer. I think it was Expert Gamer still at that point.
I think so. And Bruce was there talking about the Evil Dead game for Dreamcast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thereabouts.
Very lovely individual, though.
Absolutely.
Very nice.
Yes. So super nice. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And he dealt with that question very well.
Now, how did Kirsten Dunst deal?
Well, let's not talk about that.
With being drunkenly complimented on her voiceover work.
Yeah. Well, save that for another time. We'll save it for another time.
Do you want to know what my actual favorite Thanksgiving food is, though?
Yeah.
And this is sincere. This is sincere.
Okay.
When I was young, we would always have Thanksgiving over at my grandmother's house.
Mm-hmm.
And she would always make this kind of Jello salad, like an orange Jello salad.
Like an
ambrosia. It wasn't really solid.
Ambrosia salad.
It was along those lines. It was orange Jello. It was Cool Whip.
Yeah.
It was marshmallows, little miniature marshmallows, and mandarin oranges.
You've described an ambrosia salad.
It's an ambrosia salad, but it didn't have because some ambrosia salads have different fruits in it, right?
That's true, or nuts,
or nuts
too.
This did not have any of that. This was just the orange and the marshmallows and the whip.
Yeah,
and it's delicious. And I'm not gonna say that.
Yeah.
But when I moved out of away from Illinois, and thus would not necessarily be attending Thanksgivings at grandma's house anymore.
Mm-hmm.
She wrote down the recipe for me so I could make it myself because she knew how much I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
And I will still make it. My my grandmother, she has been gone for 12 years now. And I still make it, and it still makes me think of her.
There you go.
I didn't know we were talking about desserts.
Oh yeah,
I
I
got one for you.
Let's hear it.
So my brother's mother-in-law makes this, and I love it because when we go to his place for Thanksgiving, she always makes it and brings it.
Yeah.
Layered pistachio squares.
Oh, okay.
It's a 4-layer. It's in like a casserole dish, but it's a 4-layer dessert, which is the bottom layer shortbread with crushed pecans.
Yeah.
The second layer is cream cheese and icing sugar. The third layer is pistachio pudding, and then the top layer is whipped cream, and it is fantastic.
There you go.
It's so good. It's so good that you don't want to be the guy that goes back and gets seconds and thirds, because I absolutely would. I would just eat the whole pan.
Oh yeah.
So freaking good. Oh my God.
And you say you didn't know we were talking about desserts, but I just eat that for my main dish.
Yeah. But she purposefully does not bring it out at all. She actually yesterday she acted like she hadn't made them.
Oh really?
So the kids would eat their dinner, I think is what it was.
Oh, that's good.
Oh my God, it's so good. So the adults would eat their dinner.
Excellent. All right, I think that's it. I think that's the show.
Oh, it is?
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah. Alrighty. What do I usually say here?
That is
no.
Alrighty, and that is our show for this week. Thank you very much for listening. If you have a question for us or would like to comment on something you heard, maybe share your favorite Thanksgiving dinner item or dessert with us, that would be fantastic. Your favorite item, dish
that just encompasses everything.
Well, I guess that's true. Your favorite Thanksgiving dish, please share that with us on social media. That's at P1 Podcast on most networks, including X, Threads, and Blue Sky. Or you can go to our internet website at player1podcast.com. There you'll find our contact information. You'll find blog entries about Sega CD stuff from Mr. Greg Stewart. You'll find Generation 16 episodes. Plus, you'll find show notes and links to all the things that we talked about, and a link to our Discord server where you can discuss this episode with us and our other listeners.
If you would like to subscribe to the Player One Podcast, you can do so by visiting player1podcast.com or by loading up your favorite podcast listening app. We're also on Spotify. You can like us on Facebook.
Yeah.
You can watch video archives of our show on the youtubes.com/P1 podcast, or you can watch us live most weeks on, oh golly, the YouTubes, the Facebooks, the Twitch.televisions. Just follow one of our many social media accounts to find out when we are doing our next live show. Typically, it is Sunday nights at 5:30 Pacific time. So join us, won't you? And I'll tell you what, if you like what you've heard, and how could you, head over to patreon.com/P1 podcast. Throw a few shekels our way. Jello salad ain't cheap, folks. Not in the volumes in which I eat it. So
Yikes.
I have a lot of miniature marshmallows.
You require the ambrosia.
So much. You know what else I'll do?
What's that?
Sometimes when I'm feeling a little frisky,
Yeah.
I'll do the ambrosia salad kind of thing. But instead of I'll just take all the ingredients. What I'll do is I got an ice cream maker.
Oh.
I just whip up a batch of vanilla ice cream and just throw a crap ton of mini marshmallows in that, throw a crap ton of fruit in there, and just let that go and end up with like ambrosia salad ice cream. Oh, I know, right? Good.
Yeah.
It's good. Anyway.
Okay.
Your Patreon funds don't go towards my desserts as much as I wish that were the case. What they do go towards is keeping our show running, keeping us streaming every week, all of that nonsense that, the cost of the podcast. You know how it is. But I'll tell you what, friendos, if you are a Patreon supporter of the $5 tier,
Cheap.
you gain access to a special weekly bonus episode we recorded right after this, where we play games crack wise, having fun doing all that stuff we can't do on the regular show. CJ.
Yes.
Might I ask you a question?
Yeah, please do, Phil.
And the question of which I am about to ask is somewhat related to the previous sentence of which I spoke.
Yes.
Doth we have a game for this a week?
Well, Phil, we are without a Jeopardy game, but we are going to do an EGM review game based upon we are going 30 years into the past to
play those shitty games that suck ass.
We're gonna do a review game from the October 1994 issue.
October of 94.
Yeah, EGM.
It's a long time ago.
I will be fresh out of high school at that point.
This is the last issue that I worked at EGM for in 94.
You were, what, 13 at the time?
14. No.
Jesus Christ.
No, I was 17.
Oh, really?
17.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, October 94.
Yeah.
EGM quiz. Please join us for that. That'll be, oh gosh, this is pre-PlayStation era.
Yeah.
We're just dealing with carts and
Yep.
such.
This is when we were all anticipating the Saturn and the PlayStation.
Yeah.
Ultra 64.
Oh my goodness.
Project Reality.
Tune in for that one, folks.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, if you have a couple bucks left over, why don't you head over to patreon.com/Greg Seward to help support Greg's outstanding, and it is outstanding, web series about North America's favorite runner-up, the Sega Genesis.
Thank you, Phil. And if you are a patron of the $5 variety,
Also cheap.
Satan, you made a lot of appearances this week.
Well, you know, I'm feeling a little frisky today. We're getting close to Halloween. It's that spooky time of year.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I figure maybe I'll just show up all next episode, 100% the devil. I don't hear any objections.
Please don't do that.
Do you have your...
No, why would you say that?
Please don't do that.
Why? Why do you hate me, CJ? Why do you cast the devil out?
There's a time and place.
Ugh.
You get access to the weekly.
Up, buddy.
You get access to the weekly commute, which is a vlog series that I do talking about anything I feel like talking about, but mostly about what I'm working on. And you get early access to the episodes. We also get that at the $3 tier. And actually, a new episode came out yesterday, not early access, but just in general, where I sat down and chatted with Sam Kennedy.
Yes.
For a while about gaming age and other stuff. And yeah, I think it turned out really well. So you should go watch it.
All right.
Okay. Absolutely.
Oh, sounds good.
Yeah.
Is that it?
That's it.
I think that's
CJ.
it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Phil.
Absolutely. Gregory.
Yo.
Thank you.
Thank you, Philip.
And of course, a big old thank you to you, our wonderful, wonderful listeners, every single darn one of you. As always, please take care of yourself, your loved ones, your family, your friends. Be kind to each other. Be kind to yourself. And I hope, and I believe I speak for CJ and Greg as well, that we see you next week.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Bye-bye.
Bye.